Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today we have with us the Samsung Flip 4 and Fold 4. Now these are two of Samsung's new phones that they've just released in the Samsung Unpacked event, and I was invited for an early preview and had a chance to get my hands on it and try it out for myself. This won't be a very comprehensive review, more of a first impressions because I didn't have much time with the phones, but they did release also a couple of wearables. The Galaxy Watch 5 and 5 Pro, as well as some new earbuds. But today we'll be focusing on the two new phones that they've released, the Flip 4 and the Fold 4. Now most of you are probably familiar with the Flip 3 and the Fold 3. Now this is of course the successor to those two models, and it does come with a couple new colors and of course new features. Now let's first take a look at the Flip 4. Now the Flip 4 will come in four original colors, which is the graphite, the pink gold, the Bora purple, and the blue. But if you do want other colors, there's also a bespoke edition which allows you to do a combination of different colors. They offer 5 colors for the front panel, as well as 5 colors for the back panel, as well as 3 different frame colors. So this allows you to mix and match and kind of design it to your own liking and to your own bespoke version. For the Fold 4, it comes in a more luxurious line of colors. It comes in a phantom black, a grey green, and a beige. Now as for the build of the body, of course these two new models come with a lot more slimmer bezels and hinges, making it a lot more compact. Now this is especially good for the Flip 4, which focuses on a one-handed usage. Not only that, both phones are also IP rated at IPX8, which allows a 1.5 meter submersion for up to 30 minutes. On top of that, the glass screen is also rated to be a lot thinner and stronger, rated for up to 200,000 folds. Now as for the screen performance, I don't have much information on the Flip 4, but you can find that out on the internet now that all the data has been released. But as for the Fold 4, it does have a much brighter screen up to 1000 nits, which gives you a lot clearer vision of your screen during the daytime. Not only that, it also has a larger 7.6-inch edge-to-edge display, which is about 3mm wider than the previous version. Now one of the things that they are really boasting about the Fold 4 is the adaptive refresh rate of up to 120Hz. Now this is of course great for gaming, giving you a variable refresh rate that adapts to the graphics on your screen. The demonstration that they showed really gave a very clear view of all the graphics, and it was a really smooth experience. Something common with these two phones, the Flip 4 and the Fold 4, is of course the flex mode, where you're able to bend the phone midway and have the apps adapt to the two different screens. So this is something that's really useful, especially with certain apps that are already adaptive to this feature, especially apps like the Outlook, YouTube, and some messaging apps. These apps automatically adapt to the fold of the screen and splits it up into two different sides. Now one of the features on the Fold 4 is the multitasking abilities. You're able to open up to 3 apps and arrange the layout according to how you like it. You can even save the layout for future use. There's also a new taskbar layout that looks similar to your PC, where you're able to place your favorite apps on the bar as well as view your most recent apps. This allows you really quick access to all your favorite apps. Now the other thing that's cool about the Fold 4 is that it is now S Pen enabled. So there's the S Pen Fold Edition and the Pro Edition. Both features a retractable LED to protect that ultra thin glass screen. Now some of the things that you can do with this S Pen includes text extracting from images, which also detects time and date that you can add to your calendar. Now let's move on to something that's very important in the phones nowadays, which is the cameras. On the Fold 4, the rear triple cameras include a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera at f2.2, a 50-megapixel wide-angle camera at f1.8, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera at f2.4. The cover camera is a 10-megapixel selfie camera at f2.2, and lastly the under-display camera is a 4-megapixel camera at f1.8. As for the rear dual cameras of the Flip 4, you'll get a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera at f2.2, a 12-megapixel wide-angle camera at f1.8, and lastly the front camera is a 10-megapixel selfie camera at f2.4. Now with the Flip 4, they've really concentrated a lot of the features of the flipping and the folding on to pairing it with the camera app. One of the very obvious ways to use this is by using it as a table stand, where you can adjust the angle to a selfie angle and get the shots you need without having to lean your phone against something else. The other way they can use this is of course using the front-facing screen that allows you to see what you're capturing, while using the camera's higher resolution lenses in front. Now the preview of the image is shown on both screens, front and back, so you're able to see what you're capturing as well as the person taking the photo for you. Now this is really useful, especially when you don't trust your friends to take the photos for you. Now both of you can have a preview of how the photo looks and adjust accordingly. This is similar for the Fold 4, where you have a larger screen that enables you to use the front-facing camera with a much higher resolution and still see what you're capturing by yourself. So Samsung is calling this the Flex Cam mode, which is also integrated with apps such as Facebook and Instagram. Basically, these apps conform to the way the phone flips and adapts the app accordingly. But one of the other ways that Samsung is trying to promote this Flex Cam mode is to use it as a old-fashioned camcorder, where basically you have a phone folded in a 90-degree mode and you're holding one end while recording with the other, acting as a screen, kind of like your old camcorders. Now this seems like a really strange way to use a phone or a phone camera, especially when most of the people using these phones have never held a camcorder. Now the other features on the cover screen includes Quick Shot, which enables a very quick use of the front cameras. You're also able to explore a lot more different backgrounds such as photo backgrounds and match watch faces to your Galaxy watches. But more importantly, there are more widget controls on the front screen, including speech-to-text replies, quick settings such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and airplane mode, as well as access to payment cards. Now with this line of new phones, Samsung has also increased the battery life of these two phones, giving you a lot more playtime on these phones and ultimately increasing your productivity and usage. Now to summarize this whole video, I've never actually owned a flip phone or a folding phone, so this was one of my first upfront experiences with a flip phone. The main thing that really made me very curious about these flip phones are the folding screens, and of course Samsung is always innovating and trying to improve the technology of these folding screens. But in my own personal opinion, I do see that fold still visible on the screen. It's something that can be ignored after a while, but you'll definitely always notice it if you really look for it. So it really depends on your personal preference. If you're okay with that little fold on the middle of the screen, then this looks like the perfect phone for you. I love that it has a really large screen, it's great for viewing content, it's great for productivity, and it's all around a great phone. The selfie functions and the way the whole flip phone is set up makes taking photos really easily, and it kind of encourages you to take more. The Fold 4 of course catered to a lot more of a business-centric or productivity-centric person, and it does its job by focusing on all the productivity features and creating these multitasking app abilities. So I hope this video has helped you and given you an insight into this new phone. Like I said, I only had a couple of minutes with this phone and I tried my best to capture all I could and kind of give you guys a feedback of how I felt about these phones. Now, of course, like I said, they do have the new watches and earbuds available, so do check that out on their website as well. A big thank you to Samsung Singapore for inviting me for the preview event. It was a great event. I got to see a lot of the different products and options that you get with these phone covers, and learn a lot more about how Samsung is innovating and trying to improve its user experience. But that's all I have for this video. If you guys liked it, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.